Come set your rule and reign in our hearts again. Increase in us, we pray. Unveil why we're made. Come set our hearts ablaze with hope, like wildfire in our very soul.
Hello from New Project, and we are excited to share with you the good news of the launch of our first congregation, Big Life Community Church in Oswego, Illinois. Since we launched in September, we have some good news that we want to celebrate, and we want to thank the New Church Committee for all the ways that they have supported us to help make this happen. And we also want you to know that your gifts to New Church Ministry have helped make this happen as well. Since we launched in September of 2012, we have seen not one but two new worship services begin. We worship at 9:30 and we worship at 11. Thank you for help making this possible. At Big Life, we also like to see leaders invested in, grown, and launched. And if you look around our church, you will see leaders that are using the gifts that God has given them and answering God's call for their life. Thank you for help making this happen. But most importantly, what we want to celebrate is 25 baptisms that we have seen happen since we began in September of 2012. 25 people, most of whom are adults, that have taken that risky, awkward step to wade into the water and to announce to the world that they belong to Jesus Christ. We exist to share Jesus with people that do not go to church. And when you support New Church Ministry in the Illinois-Wisconsin region, and when you support New Project and Big Life Community Church, you are likely to see more baptisms, more people come to faith, and Jesus shared with those that did not know him before. Thank you for your support. We appreciate your prayers, and anything you can do to support New Church throughout Illinois, Wisconsin, we want to encourage you to help make it happen, and we'll keep you updated on more great stories like this.
Your beauty-changing heart, you made us for much more.
Okay, so to give you a little information on what Network Christian Church is all about, we try to teach families and equip families that being a member of the church, to be a follower of Jesus, is a 24/7 thing. That wherever we are, wherever God has placed us, that's where we're supposed to be, and so we need to choose to look for ways to be Christ to those around us. And I was sharing with someone the other day about my job at a corporate headquarters here. I go in and I work with lots of people of different cultures, of different age groups, and my job, because I can't really talk so much about my faith, is to just be Christ to those people, to be nice to them, to treat them as someone who's valued. And I see it when I talk to them and they say, "Amanda, how come you're so patient? You never get riled by anything, and you're just so nice." And they always greet me with smiles. And so I can see the influence that I'm making without ever really preaching to anyone. And to me, that's what we're all about at Network. Our mission statement is bringing Christ to the community, or bringing the community to Christ by being Christ to the community. And we just do that every day. We do it with our coworkers, we do it with our spouses, we do it with our kids, and anyone that we happen to meet. And that's what Network is all about.
Hey, I'm Andrew.
I'm Neil.
And I'm Tim.
And we are the pastors at Root and Branch Christian Church in Chicago. This is the Disciples of Christ's newest church plant in Illinois, and we're in the Logan Square neighborhood in Chicago. And we believe that the church since Pentecost has been planting new churches. It's not just something that you can set on autopilot, but every generation we've got to be creating and giving birth to new churches. Churches have a lifespan. They live and they die, and new ones have to be born all the time.
So even though part of our vision is to think about bold new ways of doing church in an urban context, our name, Root and Branch, signifies and testifies to our commitment to looking not just to the future but to the past for resources to do that new thing in Chicago. And working with the NCEC has been one of the blessings, one of the blessed opportunities of culling from the wisdom of those who've gone before us, of wiser voices than us to encourage us, but also ask us tough questions. And when we got the call in the car ride home after meeting with them that they decided to support our church, we almost crashed the car. We were so overcome with joy.
So the funds that we are receiving from the NCEC have been vital, to say the least, to what we've been doing so far and what we will be doing in the future. Just to give you a quick example, we've been throwing these dinners. The first month we did one, we had 25 people. This month we did more and we had 50. We already doubled in size. And the funds that we're receiving are helping to pay for things like space, helping to pay for things like food. But we're also really excited that the funds we receive will allow us to devote the time needed to do something like plant a church where, otherwise we'd be working 40-hour jobs, we have no time to do anything. By being bivocational, having some funding while also working, we can really devote the actual leg power needed to just be on the streets, meeting people, and making this exciting thing happen. So we're really thankful and excited about what this funding is going to help us do.
This is a crucial time for the church. The three of us think that this is kind of like the third great awakening, that we're on the cusp of something new and exciting, and that the disciples of Christ are investing in new plants like Root and Branch and other churches that we know about around the country, I think sets us up to be at the front and center of this new movement. We're really grateful for your support, and we are excited to do church in Logan Square.
Thank you.
Peace.
Amen.
Amen.
We are the hope on earth. Build your kingdom here. Let the darkness fear. Show your mighty hand. Heal our streets and land. Set your church on fire. Win this nation back. Change the atmosphere. Build your kingdom here. We pray. Kingdom here, let the darkness clear. Show your mighty hand, heal our streets